Today, numerous people from all over the world have come forward with clear video and photographic evidence about the UFO phenomenon. In the past, it was more difficult to provide proof of this most unusual of the phenomenon, and all but the most notorious incidents, such as the infamous Roswell crash, have been forgotten. Fortunately, some UFO researchers have collected some tales about UFO encounters from the recent past which would have otherwise been completely lost. Kelly Cahill and her husband were driving home in Melbourne in Australia on August 8, 1993 when they had a terrifying experience which many believe involved an alien craft. As they were driving, the couple spotted a pair of lights shining in the sky. Upon closer observation, they realized that the lights were attached to a round flying vehicle which hovered in the sky momentarily before blasting away in a split second. After a few moments, the car the couple was traveling inside of was suddenly illuminated with intensely bright lights, and they realized that the craft was directly above them. Kelly's husband picked up the pace and drove quickly in a bid to escape the craft. Fortunately for the couple, the vessel appeared to lose interest in them and disappeared. Betty and Barney Hill. The Hills were an ordinary couple from the United States of America who could never dream that they would become witnesses to one of the most unusual UFO encounters of the 1960s. While the couple was traveling to their home in New Hampshire after a weekend outing to Niagara Falls, Betty spotted a bright light moving across the sky. At first, she thought that the object was a falling star, but she quickly realized that it was not, as it was moving fairly erratically and growing bigger and brighter. Betty became convinced that the object was a UFO. Her skeptical husband pulled over the car, believing that it was nothing more than a commercial liner. However, he too would quickly become convinced that they had witnessed an alien craft. The Falcon Lake Incident. On the 19th of May 1967, prospector Stefan Michalek left his home in Canada and traveled to Falcon Lake. After spending a bit of time getting settled in his hotel room, he began digging on the bay of the lake. He was engrossed in his work when his attention was alerted by the startled noises of several geese nearby. He then looked up and saw two cigar-shaped vessels, flashing red and orange lights in the sky. He watched as one of the vessels sank and landed on a rock close to where he was. The other craft then changed color to a dull gray and disappeared into the sky. After a brief moment, the landing craft turned to the same color. After that, a strong smell of sulfur could be detected in the area. No explanation for what happened has ever been offered. The Maury Island Incident. A mere 2 weeks before the Roswell crash in New Mexico, Maury Island in Washington state was the site of a terrifying UFO experience. A man named Harold Dahl, who worked on the sea around the area, was engaged in one of his usual jobs of gathering wayward logs out of the Puget Sound when he became aware of no less than 6 donut-shaped objects flying approximately 2,000 feet above his boat. He described these objects as being around 100 feet in diameter with a central hole of around 25 feet. One of the boats descended suddenly and came within only 500 feet of the water before suddenly disappearing.